So let's move on to the next section called basic math. Python has a number of built-in math functions. This can be extended even further by importing the math package or by including any number of other calculation-based packages. All of the basic arithmetic operations are supported: the plus, the minus, the divide, and multiplication. You can create exponents by using two asterisks, and modular arithmetic is introduced with the mod operator percentage. So here's a simple one. We're going to print addition 2 plus 2, subtraction 7 minus 4, multiplication 2 multiplied by 5, division 10 divided by 2, and exponentiation. Yeah, okay, 3 to the power of 2. So let's just run this. And here you have addition is 4. Yes, it's 4, followed by 3, followed by 2 times 5 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 3 to the power of 2 is 9. So if you're not familiar with the mod operator, it operates like a remainder function. If we type 5 mod 4, it will return the remainder after dividing 15 by 4. Okay, so let's see this. Modulo of 3. So basically, it's 15 divided by 4. You have a remainder of 3. So basically, this is mathematical functions also work on variables. So if you look at this, we have the first integer equal to 4, second integer equal to 5. Okay, so if we multiply the two, we should get 20. So let's just see if it's what we expected to do. And yes, thank goodness, it does work that way. But make sure that your variables are floats if you want to have decimal points in your answer. If you perform math exclusively with integers, you get an integer. Include any float in the calculation will make the result a float. So basically, if you're combining an integer with a float, you will get float as a result. If you're just doing it integer with integer, you will only get integer value. So let's scroll up a little bit. Here, you have first integer is equal to 11, second integer equal to 3. If you divide, notice that 11 divided by 3 is going to have a long remainders. Basically, it will become a float. But there's a but here. The but here is that both of these are integer. Okay. Now, how Python will operate is that this will become an integer. So it will truncate the value after. Let's just run that just to show you what's the result. Notice that the decimals are truncated. Here, if you have to float, when you print it or when you divide, you get a float. And there you go. Right, Python has a few built-in math functions. The most notable of these are absolute, round, maximum, minimum, and sum. And these functions all act as you would expect given their name. So calling absolute on a number will give its absolute value. If you have a negative number, you will get a positive value. The round will round the number to a specified number of decimal point. Currently the default is 0. Calling max or minimum will on a collection of numbers will return either max or minimum, whichever one that you call. Calling sum on a collection of numbers will add them all up. If you're not familiar with how collection of values in Python work, don't worry, but we'll come to that. Additional math functions can also be added with the math package itself. So I'll just show you very quickly, but gently. So import math, this is how we actually bring in any other external library in Python. So you import math. All right, that means when that turns into a number, it means that the import has been successful. Otherwise, you will get an error message. The math library adds a long list of new mathematical functions to Python. Feel free to check out the documentation of the full list and details. It is quite long, but feel free to play around with it. There's one way to learn Python by getting your hands dirty. Right, so if you print math.py, because we imported math, okay, and also math.euler's constants. So let's just run these. You get pi, and also you get Euler's constants as well as some other commonly used math functions such as cosine. If you run that, and there you go, you get a minus because pi.